This is Karina with Inspire Paper Designs. This is a traveler's journal, and it is based on the Abiding Love kits that I have created and that I have also posted in my Etsy shop. So be sure to check out my shop. It's Inspire Paper Designs. And today I just want to do a flip through and talk to you about the Abiding Love Traveler's Journal. So let's go ahead here, and you do put them together. You're going to have a measurement that's over 4 inches, like very close to 4.5 inches by 8.25 inches high. Okay, and so that is the basis of the construction for this journal sizing. It's my other name for it is the tall, skinny traveler's journal. And so if you hear me refer to it in that way, calling it the tall, skinny one, this is what I'm referring to. So anyhow, this construction, the case, I'll talk about the case first and whatnot, is based on EVA foam, EVA foam. And this particular foam is that I have purchased and that I like to use for these journals is 3 millimeters wide. Okay. I buy this stuff on Amazon in rolls, and then I basically I cut what I need and I proceed to make my journal covers with them. This is intended to be durable and portable. So for your journaling at home and for your journaling abroad. And I've designed this one to be able to handle 3 inserts for sure. Okay. And I've got it pretty packed in with what I've done. Now, of course, a person can vary the type of inserts that you want, because as with traveler's journals, there are inserts with just totally blank pages for those that like to sketch and whatnot. What I have included is 3 inserts. The first insert here is a month-to-month calendar, and this is a month at a glance for you to be able to record birthdays, anniversaries, special events, appointments, you know what I mean, whatever you're doing. And I've left little spots on the side for extra notes, or on the bottom for you to add anything that's pertinent. This one here in particular, I set up as a 3-year one. So it's all blank and you fill in the dates for each month and whatnot, but I've got enough in here to cover that when I did this one up for myself, I did it for 3 years. All of these papers that you're going to see are part of the Abiding Love kits, that digital kits that are in my Etsy shop. They are digitals. I'm not making and selling physical items here. I am showing you how to use the digitals to create something like this. Okay. And so what you're seeing here are the digitals that are in my shop for the month to month calendar. Okay. So you make this up as large or as small as you want it. If you only want a 1-year calendar, then obviously you're going to use a lot less, and you're going to set it up for 1 year, and then you would make another one for the next year. The second insert that I have here is for the journal itself. And again, this size was for the tall, skinny, or the standard traveler size, I guess they would call it. And so And I've talked to you about the measurements about that already. So all these pages are in the Abiding Love journal kit. And so you print these off as you want your pages to look. So you decide what's on your front side, what's on your back side of each journal page. If you notice, I do have some that are decorative like this, and a lot are left. This has got a little bit of floral in the background. A lot of them are just straight on blank, and I've given you a variety of like the dot grid. This is more like the ledger. Here is the grid, and there will be even some blank ones in here too. Like here's some blank. That's not blank. That's dot grid. And this is coffee stain paper. But in here, in the kit itself, there will be. By the time that I find it here, I'm just not finding one. But anyways, there will be blanks. I've done for myself in this one mostly grid and dot grid. Okay, there's like a blank one right there, and I've added this sticker to it already. But so that's the idea. And I've left myself, I've set this up with not very many decorative pages like this, because I really want to do a lot of journaling, and I want as much open space for it as possible for doing my journaling work. Okay. In my Etsy shop is also a Abiding Love paper pack. And so that's going to allow you to print off like cover pages for your journals, such as this or whatnot. And so you'll have to check out my my listings for the Abiding Love and just go through and have a look at the pages. They're beautiful. When we do the tutorial on how to put this together, I will show you how to do the binding in the way that allows you to work flat within your book. As you notice, I have got lots of flexibility here, the way that this is actually put together, so that no matter where you're working in your journal, you've got a lay flat situation, which is really nice for when you're writing, when you're stenciling or stamping or applying stickers or whatever you're doing. Okay. It's very conducive to and very convenient for really nice journaling experience. You'll see that I have added this kind of stuff here, and these are like my own mixed media papers that are handmade. I've added some coffee stain paper that I have done up, and I make up a stash, and then I'll leave it in the stack, and as I'm making journals, then they're ready and available for me to add this kind of stuff as extras to the journal. Here's another example of one, and so I may do up some videos on how some of these papers are actually made, because they're just nice little add-ins to your journals. I don't think I put in any in this one, but I will often add like vellum paper. I'll print on tracing paper, that kind of thing, and then I will add them as add-ins to the journal. This one I have not done that. I've done these, which are basically a combination of tissue paper and wax paper, and I've made those. But anyways, here's another one. Here's another example of just kind of specialty papers. Okay, something that I personally I like about journals is different textures and whatnot. So you'll see me do this because I love the feel of them, and I love having the different texture, and I think they just add and make for a really beautiful journal, really personalized. So anyhow, I will be doing a tutorial on how to put these together. So that's the second insert that I've talked about here. The third insert, I'm just going to slip that one back in. Whoop. There we go. Okay. And the third insert that I wanted personally for mine was a sticker book. Because I am, if I go to the beginning of the journal here, I am utilizing stickers, stencils. These are stencil work that I have done. I'm just kind of in the beginning, starting to work with this one now, the beginning of 2026, and so I have just started this one. So, but I have gone away from. I used to do journals with a lot of printed ephemera, like pockets, and they're very popular. As you see a lot of them, they're kind of very, very popular with junk journals where you're using lots of mixed ephemera. I do not. And I even do sell it in my shop where there is, pockets, tags, tucks, tabs, journaling cards, you name it, in there, word art and whatnot. And it's printed out and you put it together and put it in. And they're very pretty journals. But I find myself, for the amount that I actually want to journal in them, I find that all that ephemera is quite frustrating because it makes, if I've got a pocket here and I got tags and tucks and stuff here, and then, well, let's go here. Let's pretend that, I had tags and tucks and whatever, pockets and stuff going on here. I'm going to find it very hard to journal on the page after because of all the 3D lumping and stuff that's going on. It's making an uneven surface and it makes it hard to journal. That's my personal preference. If you like to do that, you go ahead and add that extra ephemera in there. I don't mind things like tabs, like where they're on the edge of the page. And I might do that for these if I really get into it, but for a few little things, whatever. But for pockets and all that extra stuff, like right in the base of my journal pages, no, I've gone away from that because it's just very difficult to actually journal. And so I have gone to the sticker method instead. And I like these particular stickers here. They are printed off on, that's the backing side. So it's printed off on here. And if you see how translucent that is, this is actually washi sticker sheets. And so they're 8.5 by 11. So they go right into your printer and they'll print off your clip art. And so in my Etsy shop for the Abiding Love series, I do have florals, and I have backdrops, and I've got clip art and word art for you to add as the decoration, part of the decoration for your journal. I will also use journaling stencils. So these I've gotten off of Amazon, and it allows you to just make your decorate up your journal, I guess is what I'm trying to say, with different bits and pieces. And there are several different types of sets that you can buy on Amazon for your journaling stencils. So I encourage you to do that because they help you to make the nice circle, the perfect square or rectangle, adding any extra, like here, I've used stencils to create the snowflakes and a stencil to do the sun. And then I've come back in with just like fine markers here to color them in. These I also found on Amazon, the Artline Supreme Fine Pen, and I got a set of 30 of them. I bought them just like recently, like about, I want to say a month and a half ago, and they've been wonderful to work with, and they dry quick, they don't smudge. They're quite nice to work with. And so I don't think that I'll talk about the stuff that I get, but I'm probably not going to leave links for stuff in the description that I use, just because I am in Canada, and so I'm getting stuff off the Amazon Canadian website, and so it's going to be different for the States. It's going to be different if you're in Europe. It's going to be different if you're in Australia. Like it's so it's easier to tell you what I'm using, and then you source out what you can based on where you live in the world. Okay, so I've already talked about the washi sticker sheets. That's what I'm using. You can use any kind of sticker as you like. Obviously, there's the white backed stickers. You can get ones that are matte. You can get ones that are shiny. You can get the vinyl sticker sheets. There's a variety out there. I personally like these for the journals because you get the translucent offset when you're cutting them out. It's not a white offset, it's a translucent. And so when you stick it right on your page, you don't see a white offset. It looks like the sticker is blending right into the page. Okay. So if you look at these ones, these are all stickers here, and they look like they blend in quite nicely. Okay. What was I going to say? So that is my preference. I just found they started listing these on Amazon like about a month ago. I kept looking because they didn't have them, and where I was getting them from before was through AliExpress, and I liked them, but the ones that came from AliExpress, I only seemed to be able to get an A4 size. And so there was still some sticker wastage because the dimension goes further for that size. So there is a workaround for that. If you have the right design program to allow you to set up your pages, your when you're designing stuff, to actually make an A4 size rather than a letter standard size. But anyways, we don't need to worry about that. The stickers that I have designed and that are listed in my Etsy shop are for the standard letter size. Okay. And what was I going to say? That was just to discuss where you get some of this stuff from. Like even the elastic, I measured it out. I think this is, I measured off as about a I think about a 1.5 millimeter, 1.5 millimeter to 2 millimeter. I'm pretty certain it's 1.5 millimeter thickness, or if I would say diameter, yeah, for it. And so you're looking for something similar on Amazon or wherever you shop to get your supplies. Okay. What else was I going to say? So the sticker book here, again, everything that I do is digital. So I will do videos to show you how to put stuff together, and you are welcome to follow along. And so what I've done is I've used sheet protectors these, and I have modified them to make the sticker book. Okay, and so here you can see it's my stickers actually slide in right within there, and it holds everything in place. And so I have got this thing filled with everything from my Abiding Love set. These the Abiding Love stickers, like the scenery stickers, for you to be able to do the collaging. I'm just going to take this guy right out of here. Where is he? Okay. So I can refer back and forth here. Okay, when I say collaging, that means I've built this scene. So I have taken a background scene and put it on, and then I have taken one of the lady figurines, like maybe that one. There's the, you know what I mean, there's different ones that I have. I even have the children's series. Okay, and I added her to the side. Okay, and this collage sticker, like I used, will come quite, they're all sized. This particular set, they are sized so that they will fit quite comfortably into the Tall Skinny Traveler's journal size. Okay, and so it's collaged, and so this sticker is actually going right on top of this one. But when you look at how beautifully they blend. It's just a beautiful finish that you get. And then Special Day here is another one, and so that is comprised of some of the word art. Okay, hold on a second here. I'll get some of this back in so I don't have a total mess going here. All right, let's go back and find. Okay, so I've got word art that is part of the sticker kits for the Abiding Love series, and for that matter, you can use them for any journal that they will obviously work in other journals as well. But so I have provided that. So here's Special Day here, and I've used it down here on here. Okay, if you notice, a lot of my stickers are not pre-cut. They're not pre-cut, and the reason that they're not pre-cut is because I want to utilize the full sheet of 8.5 by 11, and if I try, like I do have a Cricut, and I at times I do use it to do a print then cut, but my frustration is the 9 1/4 border by the 6 3/4 border, and it fits in an area like this, and I get a lot of wastage. There's like at least probably about that. If I go 6, yeah, something like that, I end up with waste all the way around that I can't use because of Cricut Designs the border limitation, or the size limitation for your print and cut. If you've got a Brother Scan and Cut or the other Silhouette, obviously I don't know what the limitations might be for those machines, but this is a limitation on the Cricut Design Space print and cut, and so I just personally I'm trying to salvage as much of this sticker paper and use it as much of it as I can. I don't like the amount of wastage, and so I'm preferring myself to do it this way and cut them myself. Okay, and so I have a spot in the beginning of my sticker book where I've got pre-cut ones. I've got areas where they've been, no, those are not pre-cut, but these ones down in here are, and so I have pockets where they're pre-cut, and then I have the the other ones where they're not, but they're there for me to grab and to cut and to put in. This here looks like a white sticker background, but these are actually the sheets that came from AliExpress, and they've used a white backing background. But basically they come off the same way as this does. They're okay, hold on, semi-translucent. And so if I can just grab, there we go. I'm going to pull it up and just show you a little bit here. This is translucent. Okay, so if I were to lay that down, it's not a white background. It's semi-translucent. When you lay it down, you get exactly that effect right there. Okay. These are also in my Etsy shop, the children's series, the children on the shoreline, on the beach. They come from my summer days kits, and they are in my Etsy shop as well. So yeah, because this is all digital, you're choosing what kind of paper you're printing off on. Everything from, if you're using like this here, I've used a 32-pound paper rather than the standard print paper. Now you can use the standard print paper. What I have found will happen with a standard print, and I've got a sample over here, is with a standard print paper, and you're printing both sides, if you look carefully, you can see her on the back side here. If that doesn't bother you, and this is the budget that you're on, go ahead and use what you want. You know what I mean? I had recently invested in the 32-pound, if you want to call it cardstock, whatever. Some people, I don't know if 32-pound is officially a cardstock level or if it's still considered like a paper, whatever. It doesn't really matter. It's a matter of words. This one here, when I print this one out, okay, let's have a look here, show you. So I've got the book and whatnot here on this side. From this side, you do not see it at all. It's not there. So that's the difference between a 32-pound versus an 18 to 20-pound. And I think this would be just standard copy paper that I buy in bulk from Costco. And there's nothing wrong with it. It's just, if you don't want to see, here's another one here. You can see there's something printed on the other side. I don't know if you can see it, but I certainly can see through it. And it's these florals. And basically what's showing through is the stamen bud type area. The center of the flower is what's showing through. But if you don't want to have that see-through, see, I can see her. I can see part of her hair. It just does show through. And so if you don't want that, you need to go to a higher weighted paper than the standard copy paper. So 32-pound, whatever you choose to use. So I have also bound these differently. And so when I do the tutorial, I will show you how to bind them so that you've got the lay flat going on here. Okay. Even in the ASMR videos I watch on Instagram or whatever, they're using little clips. I'm using my chip clips, but they got fancy ones, and they're just kind of holding it down like that. And yeah, you can do that. The point is that you're not working with all this bulk and working into this V and trying to do, writing work over here, and you can't get it any flatter. The way that I bind them allows for that flexibility no matter where you are in the book, right? And so I will cover that in the tutorial about doing the taking your signatures and binding them in that matter. So I use a lot less papers per signature. This one here has got about 6, and I might go up to like 8 pages, 8 pages in a signature, probably maximum. And then you can bind them the 3-step measure way or method. But I have a sewing machine, and so I run a stitch right up, and I find it just is a lot faster for me than even the hand stitching goes. You use the method that you like to use. Once you've got your signatures together and they're bound, you've sewed them, then we're going to glue them together from the edge here. And so that is a tutorial that I will cover. Again, to get a better look at these sticker pages, back to them. We've talked about the sticker paper. We have, here's a blank one that I haven't done anything with yet. I haven't put a cover on it or anything. Okay. And so I'm finding that for these journals, once I've put three full sheets together, I've got lots of sticker room. And by the time I have stuffed that thing, like that's not the one, this is the one here. If you look at how I've stuffed that, I have got quite a bit in there, and there's plenty to work with. So whether I'm at home or whether I'm traveling or whatever, I have a lot to work with. I'll keep a little, like a little pencil case with me that goes with me, and it will have highlighters. I will keep where is it? I want to get an extra one of these because I just find that when I'm trying to lift the sticker off, like doing it with my nails just doesn't work. So I'll keep one of these on hand in there. I will keep, yeah, if you like to have it clipped open, that would be certainly something that you would keep in there. You would keep a selection of, pens and stuff that you would want to use. Fine liners. Fine liners is a good one to have on hand, like the micro pens, and they're permanent, which is nice. Your highlighters, and I always look for the ones that are the no bleed. They will not bleed through the page and show up on the other side. So I'll look specifically for those, and I'll get those. I also use a pair of tweezers. Why? Because when I actually go in to grab some of these stickers, I find it easier if I get in there than if I have, especially if I'll dig in, like here, this gal, here's the top of the page. She's inside there. I might be struggling to get at it. And if I've got a little pair of tweezers, I can just reach in, grab that a lot quicker, but not. Then I'm going to use this guy and to get it started, slip it right under there, pull it up, okay, and then I'm ready to go ahead and use it. So anyhow, so that's what goes with me. And then the other thing that, of course, would go with me, I'm planning a trip to San Diego in February. We are getting out of the snow and the cold and the darkness and going to sit in the sun for 2 weeks in February, and this will be going with me. And so I'm getting it all ready now. And then the other thing that will go with me are the stencils, so that I have all my supplies on hand to do my journaling while I'm on vacation. Okay, so I will do tutorials on how to make these guys, how to put this together in its entirety. I'll just move that to the side. And so that when you're done, sorry, there goes my keyboard. I have I wanted to discuss this with too. They just came in on Amazon. You put it together. There's your sticker book. Here's your journal. There we go. Oh, by the way, they fit nicely. The Instax. What is this called? The Instax mini camera that I have here. It fits those pictures just nicely, no problem. So you can add that. I plan to take that with me as well, and just to take some shots while I'm on vacation. It'd be a good time to, you know, just keep to add keepsakes from the time away and put them in here. What was I going to say? So yes, this here. I found these recently on Amazon. They look like a paper clip. If you look at that, they're flat, but they hold your pen. And so I've got my spot for it right there. That's where I wanted to have it. And it slips my pen right in. And there you go. So then I've got my sticker book, my journal, my month, my calendar, and it all fits very nicely, very comfortably. And this here is to protect the edges. That's why I've done this, that part. And it's as simple as, again, the foam sheet plus the cardstock. And my cardstock here is shiny because it's laminated. I laminated it for extra strength, okay? And so then I would put the eyelets, like you see I've done here, I'd put the eyelets in there. And then I chose to put some little charms hanging off the front of it. I've seen people put their charms here. I've seen put a dangle of charms along the back. The sky's the limit how you want to actually decorate this up and make it your own. I've added and of course I'm getting my charms. I've got this clip. I've got the paper corner protectors. I've gotten it all off of Amazon. And so you dig around on your Amazon or where you like to shop for your craft supplies and get your parts and pieces together, and we'll do a video on actually how to put this together. When I use the EVA foam and the cardstock, I am very, very particular that they are going to adhere together very well and that there's no peeling off or coming apart. And what I have used to do that so that it is not moving, it is not budging, is Elmer's rubber cement, okay, on Amazon. And what was I going to say? Yeah, you glue both parts. So the cardstock gets a full coat of glue. The EVA foam gets a coat of glue. And then when both sides are dry to the touch, you carefully lay the cardstock onto the EVA foam and you press it down, and it is the adhesion quality is excellent. It's not moving, it's not budging. And so that's what I wanted. So I will also point out before I go that this one here was laminated, so it does have that finish to it. I have one here where the EVA foam, there we go, there's the foam, and here's a piece of cardstock here. This was a fail, but not in the way that you think. Like, I'll explain that in a minute. But this one here, I wanted a matte finish. And I wanted it protected and just a nice, beautiful matte finish. And so this has worked really well for that. Okay. What I did was, once I had glued it down, or you can do this before you glue it down or after, you choose, but I choose to get the cardstock glued to the EVA foam first, and then once it's down, I go ahead and I get, you know how chalk painting was very, very popular. I think there's still popularity to it. It's just, it's not quite as much the rage as when it first came out. They have folk art or different ones, like, and I believe I would have got this from Michael's a number of years ago. The clear wax for sealing chalk painted surfaces. I use this to seal this paper, the card, and all it is it's 20 pound, or no, 32 pound cardstock that I have printed off, and then I have sealed it with this clear wax. Important, you want the clear one, and it is specifically for sealing chalk paint. It's an excellent sealer. It thickens and toughens the surface here, and it's a beautiful finish. I absolutely love it. So I said that this thing was a fail. This was to become, because my preference over the two was not the glossy finish. My preference was actually the matte finish. But I got this brainwave that I would, with this one here, or I had another one that was a prototype, and I had just left the inside, the EVA foam showing. And what happened was, I thought to myself, well, I think with this one, the next one that I build, that I want to actually put paper on this side, and then it'll be beautifully decorated on the inside. Okay, so what I did was I did exactly that. I went and I got my Elmer's glue out, and I glued the inside, and I glued the back side of this, and I got it on there, and I ended up with this stiff board that does not bend at all. And I had not anticipated that it would do that, and otherwise I wouldn't have, because now this is a waste, because and here I was working with an X-Acto blade and stuff to try to create a seam, and that was just another fail. Anyhow, I probably could salvage it, but the point is that it's not at all what I wanted. I don't want the squared off look, and I don't want the stiff either. Like, this is just like a board now. And so I wanted this bend, and I wanted that. Look at how bendy, like how movable that is. I wanted that specifically, and when I put that cardstock on the inside, I lost it. So what happens is, when you see these travelers' journals, and you, with the leather covers on them, okay, it doesn't matter what name brand or whatever, you'll notice that the insides are left just like that. They're just left very plain, and they don't, if there's an extra level of like to put a pocket, they're doing it on the outside edge, but they're not coming close to that center. And the reason is because as soon as you add that, same thing happens. You see how this is so bendable here, but now where I've put this layer, you've lost that. Okay, so when I looked at the design, went and looked back at it, I said, okay, yeah, so they've got a pocket there, so you can put. So in the same way, if a person wants to put a pocket, you can do that. You just do not want to come close to the area where you need the bend. Okay, So you're going to probably come in no further than like about there. If I can get my ruler, you probably want to keep your, okay, there's my first eyelets. So I probably want a good inch before, you know what I mean, to make sure that my book goes around the corner and it's got all the flexibility it needs, right? And so my pocket's going to fit within this margin here. So it's just things to think about when you're putting your journal together. I'm trying to share with you the mistakes that I made so that you don't make them and you're not throwing out material. So this is the idea. Okay. So a pocket and stuff can be added like you see it's been done here. A style like this, style like that. Even in the ephemera kits that you see everybody has, and I have some of the ephemera kits too, I have pocket designs that you can print off and put in here, and you would glue it in this section. You just don't want to come too close again to the bin. You want to keep it. All right. So anyhow, enough said on that. I'll be coming back soon with another video on the construction, and do like and subscribe and leave a comment, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Take care.